Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back. We are back. It's been 2 weeks since we have been here, but we are back and ready to rock and roll. This is the Legion of Raw. I'm here with Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris, and let's have some fun like we do each and every day. Show and tell, ladies and gentlemen. Forget the jugglers. I've got the cans right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed, the cans for the fans. How are you, my man?
I am doing all right, Dr. Chris. How are you, my friend?
I'm well, man. I feel much better than I did 2 weeks ago. I was.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that, bro.
Yeah, but I'm feeling good, man. I feel really good. So, all right, man. Let's dive into this episode that we have called Raw, and we are approaching five. We're 5 weeks away from WrestleMania, a little less. And what's your 10,000-foot thoughts before we go into it?
Bro, it's what it always is. It's they're booking house shows, yeah. and at the end of every show, they're telling you what's going to be the main events at next week's house show. Yeah. I mean, they booked 2 matches like in the last 5 minutes of this show.
Yeah, that was weird,
bro. Again, I said it, Chris. I said it, a couple of weeks ago, man. How can you not have The Rock and Roman and everybody involved in these matches on every single one of these shows? I've never heard of this, bro. Mm-hmm. There's no way. I mean, we can talk about the Attitude Era, bro. If I didn't have access to the main roster and everybody on the main roster like every single week, we wouldn't have done those kind of numbers, bro.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true.
I mean, they send Heyman, like Heyman's supposed to be replacing The Rock and Roman Reigns with 3 jabroni, local students.
Yeah, and like I said before, man, the Raw SmackDown doesn't need The Rock. I mean, you're getting more viewers on SmackDown than you're getting Raw. So if there's any show that needs more eyes to the product, it's the flagship show. It's Raw. I mean, because SmackDown gets about 500,000 viewers more a week than Raw does. So if there's anybody, like, I imagine you're probably lobbying in the back and saying, look, if there's any moment, if there's any dates that we need The Rock, it's on Raw. If Grayson Waller, a SmackDown guy, can main event a Raw show, why not bring The Rock and Roman Reigns here? I mean, I'm for the split, and I've defended the split over and over again. But I've said this before, man. Look, you've got to make exceptions on the road to WrestleMania. We're 5 weeks out, man. Raw needs as many eyes on the product as they possibly can. So.
Bro, that's what I said, and I'm sure they're going to be a lot more people saying it. If these shows are not important enough for Rock and Roman to be on, then why should I be watching them?
I agree.
I mean, seriously, bro. I mean, that's really the bottom line, man.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Let's get to we got Ballobe 199 super chat. Cody Rock instead of Rock Roman. SMH, I hate marks. I mean, and that's what caused the direction to go different was the wrestling marks. Vince, what do you think, man?
Bro, what's SMH mean again? I remembered for a minute.
Shake
my head. Okay. Bro, again, we've said it all along. You let the tail wag the dog, you're going to be in trouble, and that's what they did. And I don't know, bro. I just don't know.
Yeah. It's definitely. And again, this is the 40th WrestleMania. This is the biggest WrestleMania you've had. It's a milestone WrestleMania, and I mean, this is what you're getting, man.
I don't know, bro. There was a lot of complaining for many years, but maybe this is what you get with Vince not in the picture.
That's a fair point, man. If Vince was in the picture, how do you think? Do you think that The Rock Roman would have went as scheduled if Vince were there? Because Vince there's been many people who in interviews like, man, Vince doesn't really care about what the fans think. He gets really locked in on something and he's sticking with it. If Vince were there, do you think that Rock Roman would have still been in place?
Well, I don't know. What do you mean? Rock?
The Rock and Roman for WrestleMania. Do you think that would have been a match?
Yeah, I do think so. I think everything would have been the biggest match that it could be. Sure. I don't think Vince thinks as highly as Cody as he does, the Rock and Roman Reigns. And bro, like it's you can't say no to Vince.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, Rock might have been a different story, bro, because of scheduling and whatnot. I mean, that's a whole different thing. But Roman Reigns is on the roster.
Yeah.
And like you don't say no to Vince.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this is what I'm talking about, bro. I mean, these guys are involved in the main event at WrestleMania, and we're getting Grayson Waller against, freaking Cody Rhodes. We're again another main event, bro, where you know what the finish is. Yep. There's no reason to watch it. Yeah. Then they tell you Heyman's in the house to keep you there, and then they keep you there, and it's 3 jabroni jobbers.
Yeah, it was a really cold ending. Again, just a few shows before WrestleMania, you're having an ending that cold with. We'll get to it as far as Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman. It just seems like a throwaway ending, especially off the heels from a international, 40,000+ person, pay-per-view in Perth, Elimination Chamber. This is what we get after that. I mean, it just didn't really. It didn't mesh well to me as far as just what is it called, aftermath or fallout of a pay-per-view. Yeah. We got Dominic Mysterio introduces Rhea Ripley. She cuts a promo. She gets interrupted by Becky Lynch and Nia Jax attached Lynch. So see, Vince, remember what I said? That's Rhea Ripley's going to be top baby face. Everybody loves Rhea. Until right after the pay-per-view, she's going to try to get that heat. They're going to try to put heat on her again. Guess what they do? They align her with Dominic, the person who's getting the most heat. So just like I said, man, I thought that they were going to do this, and it seems like they're going to try to get heat on Rhea again.
Yeah, but bro, see, this is where they missed the boat. First of all, I'm Rhea Bloody Ripley. Oh, okay, bro. Just like he's Seth freaking Rollins. That is a direct ripoff of Seth freaking Rollins. You should not be doing that because when she says that, that's the first thing I think of. Then, bro, I'm reading prior to the chamber that Becky Lynch cried on the plane for 8 or 10 hours or whatever it was because she left her sick child to go to Perth to work. That's the promo.
Yeah.
That's
true.
promo, bro. That's where Rhea Ripley should have went. Stay home and take care of your kid. That's where it should have went. This promo, I don't know what business they were trying to do in this promo, but they did absolutely no business.
No.
It ended flat. They both dropped the mics. No action, no nothing. The promo should have been exactly that, bro. Now we get some emotion. Now we get, Becky Lynch all upset. Now we got something different. But no, bro, we get a straightforward wrestling promo that goes absolutely nowhere.
I think that's a fantastic point. I think if you want to get emotion for the next 5 weeks, I mean, that's where you go. If you're trying to get heat on Rhea, I mean, like Rhea's kind of like, when you get within pro wrestling fans, man, when you have the people's choice, they're locked in. And so Rhea Ripley's starting to be the people's choice with the mommy's always on top and all these, catchphrases that would be canceled if said by other people, which is interesting how pro wrestling is there. But the thing is with Rhea, they're still going to want to cheer her. And so apart from Dominic, they're still going to cheer her, which is clearly the reason why she's aligning with Dominic again. But we still need more heat from Rhea, not by proxy of Dominic. We need more heat from Rhea. and using the fact that someone was crying about leaving her child, that's slimy. That's the type of heat that you need.
And bro, and then not only that, on top of that, you can go to, because of that, now Becky's bringing the kid to Raw.
Yes.
And now like Rhea Ripley's befriending the kid. I mean, see, that's what I'm talking about, bro. When you think this stuff through, there's so many places you can go with it, but everything is so cookie cutter, bro. Everything is so cookie cutter.
That's a good story, man. I mean, just bringing the kid in. Because right now, I mean, what's the story right now? Becky won the chamber. Rhea won the title.
That's it. That's the story.
There's no story. There's no story there. Yeah. Right. That's interesting. We got Awesome Sauce $5 super chat. Could you imagine an old school booker, Ole Anderson, seeing how the business, if you will, is fallen where a guy who dresses like a clown like Rollins is world champ? How do you think, first of all, rest in peace to Ole Anderson. Passed away today at 81 years old. So answer this question, and if you have any stories of Ole Anderson, share those as well.
No, I didn't work with
him. Worked with Ole?
Never worked with Ole at all. But yeah, bro, like all the legends and all the veterans, and then they'll sit there and tell you, the business has changed. No, the business has not changed, bro. Yeah. The basic principle is the exact same thing it's been from day one. They're making, these changes, like you said, like Awesome Sauce says, you got, world champions dressing like clowns, and here's the worst part of it. You don't even know why he's dressing that way. Like, he just came out one week and like that was his new shtick. Yeah. There was no explanation, bro. Nothing. Yeah. And whatever, bro. Whatever. He's over with the niche crowd, and I guess that's all they care about.
Would you say that Becky Lynch is more over with that eclectic type of dressing than Seth did? Because she was doing it for a while too, and they're married, and it seems like Seth Rollins is coming in and doing the same type of deal now, but Becky's been doing that for a while now. So like, it just kind of seems like it's not necessarily original, because his wife was doing it, essentially before he was.
Yeah. Like I said, man, if they're going to do that, at least give me an explanation, man.
Sure.
At least give me an explanation.
Yeah. We got David Duffett, $2 super chat. Must see TV is now The Bachelor and not Raw.
Very true, bro. That is very true.
I've never got into The Bachelor, man.
I didn't either, but I know it's wildly popular.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Yeah, absolutely. We've got Nia Jax doing a backstage interview, setting up the match between her and Liv Morgan. They play a video package later on as far as how we get Nia Jax and Liv Morgan. She attacks everybody, but somehow Liv Morgan, out of everyone is the one that she's sticking to this week when it comes to matches. We get Sami Zayn defeating Shinsuke Nakamura. So I mean,
did something 2 weeks ago they had the match? Did something happen last week with that I missed to make them have a match? Because I'm they have this match, and I'm like, bro, we just had that match.
Yeah. I mean, that's Raw for you. I mean, matches over and over and over again. That's definitely par for the course when it comes to Raw. Raquel Rodriguez defeating Chelsea Green. I was looking at this, Vince, and Chelsea Green's so good at what she does, but she's starting. I'm slotting her as like the female version of Santino Marella.
Yeah,
I think that she's just, kind of shtick. Kind of comedy, really good actress. Nothing more than the mid-card level, just there to put other people over, but it's just funny, by herself.
Bro, it would be so easy if you let her continue her shtick. She would get over. And then you can seriously put her in the picture. But she does her shtick. She's great at her shtick. She's the best female on the mic. And what do they do with her, bro? They just go out there and beat her every week.
every week, man.
Yeah, I mean, you could turn her babyface like that.
I think that's I think that if they do that type of deal with her, kind of like a Santino type of role, I think that people would really latch onto that very quickly. If she does like banana peel finish wins and just start doing stuff, just funny stuff. She already has that, but more of a heel role. But I think that if they really give her the reins to do more shtick stuff, I think that she would. I think that she would work, man. She's a really good character. So, let's see. We got Sami Zayn cutting a backstage interview. Imperium walks past him, stares him down. So I don't think Schwartz Kid has released it yet, but I predicted Sami Zayn versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, and I said I think Sly Stallone's going to be the person who's going to coach Sami, man. As soon as they did a stare down, I said, there we go. There we go. They're sowing the seeds.
Bro.
Why do you think they were sowing the seeds? Why do you think they did the stare down?
Bro, don't wish us on that. Don't wish
I think it's going to happen, man. I think it's going to happen. What do you think of the stare down of Imperium with Sami? Did it not plant seeds?
Bro, it planted seeds. But first of all, if Sly is going to be in Sami's corner, that means Sami's got to go over.
Oh, he's gonna win. He's gonna be good.
They're gonna put Sami, bro. If they put Sami Zayn over Gunther, I may just throw in the towel. I mean,
man.
I may just throw in the towel at that point.
Here's the thing, Vince. You have to think about now. The majority of the crowd are marks. Like when it comes to the audience, right? So you have your casuals coming for WrestleMania, but it's become so niche that even we saw last year with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens main eventing, they main evented night one of WrestleMania, and the fans were really into it because they were buying, they were into the storyline because they watched the product. And I think now just that underdog type of person, the underdog and roles, they always have the advantage because people are behind them, because you're basically catering to a bunch of underdogs here with this crowd. And so people who think that they can kind of live vicariously through Sami Zayn, and you get that Sly involvement as the coach, the gonna fly now type of thing, the out of ring promos, the out of ring, vignettes with him and Sly. I think that the crowd in Philly will go berserk if Sami Zayn beats Gunther. Because we even saw it today. I mean, the fans were going wild when he beat Shinsuke, when he did the Helluva Kick twice, and that's just the crowd.
Then just keep running off more of the casual fans, bro.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I don't think they care, Vince. I don't think they care at this point, man. Like I said, it's content creation, man. Content creation. Think about how that can be a clip of Sly Stallone with Sami Zayn celebrating winning the Intercontinental Championship, the promo afterwards, the interview, all of that is content. And then especially when you have Sly Stallone in conjunction, and Carl Weathers died this year too. You know what I mean? So it just makes sense as far as having that Rocky involvement with Sly, with Carl Weathers passing away. I think it's good business, honestly. I mean, Sly, WWE reaching out to Sly is good business. Sly accepting, whether he will or not, that's up to him. But I do think that there's some tie in there.
All right, what's next, bro? I don't want to think about. I don't want to think about.
It's gonna happen, man. It's inevitable. We got Swartz $9.99 super chat, 2-part super chat here. Vince, you have said that a lot of the old guys still have the fear of VKM in them. John Cena made comments to the defensive Vince McMahon on the Howard Stern show. This, and I don't know where it went. Yeah, we talked about that. You have anything else? We talked about that on another show that has.
Yeah, we did. We talked about that with EC3, and like I said, man, I just wish Cena would have threw something like in there. But if he's guilty, then he's got to take responsibility or whatever. But I mean, he didn't, then that's that.
Yep. We have Gunther cutting a promo with Imperium in the ring, interrupted by Judgment Day. What's your take on this? We're getting Priest cashing in for a mid-card championship that's defending randomly on Raw, defending on Raw with random people every week.
Bro, I don't know. It's like they're just throwing crap together.
Yes.
I mean, that's what it's like.
Yes.
You know, and bro, this was another in-ring that went nowhere. I swear to God, bro, they don't know how to get out of in-rings, because we do the same thing with Drew and Seth later on.
Yep.
Like, they have no idea how to get out of in-rings to further along a story. They got no freaking idea, bro.
Yeah, this made no sense to me whatsoever, man. I mean, you have Imperium, you have Gunther, who's one of the biggest heels on Raw. And then you have Dominic, who does the face-to-face with him, who gets some of the most, kind of go-away heat on Raw. And so now you're having Damian Priest tease a cash-in against Gunther when you can just bump him in the back and Adam Pearce will make it official. Like, why are we doing this Money in the Bank? Every time we do stuff like this, to me, it makes no sense, because Austin Theory won the case and cast it in for the United States Championship. Now you're having Damian Priest teasing in it for the Intercontinental Championship, another mid-card title, who he's defended on Raw against Gable and Bronson Reed and Jey Uso. Like, why are we even making the case worth something here? Whereas you can make a random match for the Intercontinental Champion without winning the case. This case, every time you do stuff like that, it's making the whole concept more and more diluted, and it's making it's devaluing the case to me. I don't understand it, man. It didn't make any sense to me.
I don't either, bro. They we said there were so many times he had an opportunity to turn in this case and he didn't, which didn't make any sense. But bro, they're literally just putting matches together, man. That's what they're doing. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah. We got Schwartz with another 99. Finishing his thought here, weekend to do lots of controversy and blowback, saying, quote, "I'll continue to love the person that I love." Do you think that's because Cena still has that fear, respect of Vince deep ingrained in him?
No, I don't believe that. I believe he really does love him. I mean, I really believe that he gives all his success to Vince McMahon, and that's fine, bro. That's wonderful, but you still have to acknowledge what we're talking about here, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think he really did that, but I don't think Cena's doing it out of fear. No.
From the people that you know within the back, what was the relationship that Vince McMahon had with John Cena? Was it really a father figure style?
I wasn't there with. I
know, but I know that you know people and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, bro, it was probably very much like Taker. I would think it was very, very much like the relationship he had with Taker, I would think.
Yeah. We got Michael Pasolano. So much for Seth being Cody's Shield tonight. Oh, that's a good point. He didn't even come out at the end of he's been talking about him being a Shield.
Yeah.
Perfect time. He wasn't a Shield tonight. I think they should stuff like that should be like Easter eggs, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because I think that Seth is going to turn on Cody. I think that's the payoff. The payoff here is that somehow Seth is going to turn on Cody, especially with Seth. The music is more over than he is. I mean, anyone can defend it as much as they can, but it's the truth. Yeah. The music is more over than he is, and at this point, it's about time for something different for him.
Man, bro, again, Chris, every other Monday I review the Attitude Era show. And, bro, we followed up on everything we followed up on. And this is the perfect example. They lay out that he's going to be a Shield, and then it's a 3-on-1. And
right. Where is he? He's not a Shield. So we got Rollins in the building, $9.99. I'm still surprised that fans turned on The Rock for Cody Rhodes. Did we and WWE underestimate the popularity of Cody Rhodes, or did we all underestimate the connection that Cody Rhodes has with the fans? I've got a thought on that, but I'll let you.
Well, go ahead, bro.
like I said, I think that Cody Rhodes is the people's choice. I think that even with if The Rock came during Kofi Mania, he would have got booed because Kofi was the people's choice. If The Rock would have came during Daniel Bryan's Yes movement, he would have got booed because he was the people's choice. Case in point, when Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble, I believe it was in 2015, The Rock came out. And Roman Reigns still got booed, even when The Rock came out and was helping Roman Reigns and raised his hand up, they both got booed as a tandem because at that point, everybody was locked in on Daniel Bryan, man. And so if you are the people's choice when it comes to these niche fans, this fans of pro wrestling, if you're an outsider, you're not one of us. And we're gonna chew you up and spit you out because this is why my one area out of all of my life, this is my one area where I feel like I got a voice. And you're going to have someone come in and try to take that voice away from me? Absolutely not. I'm going to push you away because I want to feel like I have a voice with all the other misfits. And so that is pro wrestling culture in and of itself, hands down, period, end of story. Cody Rhodes fits right into that role right now of the people's choice, just like Daniel Bryan, just like Kofi Kingston. And The Rock is an outsider who could potentially squelch the voice of the wrestling marks. So therefore, I'm going to spit you out. So you're not one of us.
Yeah, bro. Let me explain to people the type of people we're dealing with. Really, these are the type of people we're dealing with that are booing The Rock and they love Cody Rhodes, bro. To go a little off page here, we all know that Tony Khan was not the Booker of the Year this year. Okay. So, bro, I saw a picture online that was photoshopped.
Okay.
And what it was, bro, it was a picture of a bridge, and a guy was standing like 50 feet above the bridge. So in other words, if the guy was going to jump off the bridge, he would have had to been standing on the bridge and he would have had to jump up 50 feet in the air.
Okay.
It was clearly a photoshopped picture. Nobody was jumping off any bridge, right? So, bro, I put out the tweet. No, Tony, no. There's always next year. It's a freaking joke. In other words, Tony, you weren't Booker of the Year. Don't jump off a bridge, bro. You are, bro. Do you know how many of these people tweeted me that I was a piece of crap for promoting suicide? And then, I guess it was okay that you killed Owen Hart. Bro, these are the people you are dealing with, bro. This was clearly a joke, and if anything, it was suicide prevention.
Yeah.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. And bro, I cannot tell you how many people. And I'm like, bro, these literally are the people you are freaking dealing with, bro. This is who you're dealing with.
Yeah, and as a casual fan, as an outsider, why would I want to dive into that? Why would I want to dive into that culture if I spend 30 seconds on Twitter or X or whatever, and I can see how just toxic and vile that the culture is? As an outsider, maybe I'm just looking at The Rock and I'm following WWE and I'm looking at all these comments. I'm like, ugh, like are these wrestling fans nowadays? Exactly. There's no way that I want to stay in this weird, culture with all these toxic, fans. Yeah. And I'm out, and so I think that's the problem when it comes to, this crowd and continue to give the fans what they want. You got to get to the point when you pull back the reins and say, look, we're going to have, really good baby faces. We're going to have really good heels, and we're going to bring back the characters. We're going to bring back the character development. We're going to bring back the riveting stories, because that's what pro wrestling is all about. Not give the fans what they want and cater to the house all the time. That's what wrestling has become, and that's why we have these people who think that they have a voice, man.
Yeah,
it's really sad.
Yeah,
we got Slacker Scott, $5. I like the new graphics and camera angles. I mean, that's WWE, man. Their production is just top notch. I mean, I don't think anybody can argue with that for sure. Where we at? We got the Imperium walks backstage. Dominic runs into Andrade, and then Dominic and Andrade talk. What do you think? How do you think this is going to develop here?
I'm sure it'll be an angle.
So, does this mean that Andrade is a babyface? Does he join Judgment Day? Does Priest go out and he leads Judgment Day? Or what do you think?
I mean, that's definitely a possibility, but they're definitely teasing an angle here.
Yeah, there's going to be something here. Yeah. We have Imperium defeating the Judgment Day in a street fight. What do you think about that?
Bro, I'll be honest with you.
I
didn't watch much of this. I mean, I saw the finish of the match where Imperium goes over, but again, Chris, like you bring this up all the time. There are no stakes.
Yeah.
So New Day and Imperium are having a street fight, like for what? Like there's. I'm asking a simple question. Here's the simple question I'm asking as a casual fan. Why am I watching this?
Yeah. What's the payoff here?
Just tell me why. To see people go through tables and I've seen that a billion times before. So why am I watching this?
Yeah, it becomes house showy if there's no payoff here.
Exactly.
Like, give me a story with the payoff. And so, like, if this is a WrestleMania, even if it was for the sake of #1 contenders match, for the tag team titles, give me something here. And they were talking about 2-year, story and stuff like that. I'm like, come on, man. I mean, like, that sounds a bit desperate.
Yeah, give me, if New Day loses, they have to disband.
Yes, yeah.
Give me that. Give me something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not interested in a plain street fight, bro.
I like that. I mean, that's another good idea. I mean, why not say? Well, I mean, I think at this point you can still do that, because New Day lost, Imperium went over, and so Imperium have leverage now of saying, we've dethroned the New Day. You once were the best tag team around, and now we're the best tag team. And the New Day is saying, we want one more shot. We want one more shot at you. We're not done yet. We want more shot. And Imperium's like, okay, well, if you get one more shot, if we win, you're no longer New Day. And so I think that's where the WrestleMania payoff is. New Day beats Imperium. They get over in Philly. They get cheered. They stay together, but at least there's stakes with it now. It makes it, to make it riveting, make it, people lock in more. We have the Chad Gable chats with Adam Pearce. So Gable's on the phone with Bronson Reed. Congratulations. I believe he just had a baby, right?
Yeah.
And so Gable comes in, and now he wants to put himself in the pot when it comes to the Intercontinental title.
Bro, they're just going back to another match between Gunther and Gable. That's all they're doing. They just keep going to these matches. I mean, my God, bro, Becky, Nia Jax beats Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Okay, Rhea Ripley beats Nia Jax. Becky wins the Elimination Chamber, so now she's got a match against. They're just going from match to match to match to match to match.
It's like
I saw a clip today. They were promoting one of the WWE shows, and they were highlighting like the Savage Jake Roberts feud when the Snake, Okay, bro, like that was one story that went on for a long time. We're just going, bro, from match to match to match, and here and there and there and there, and we're gonna see Drew and Seth again, like we haven't seen that already. Like, my God, bro, like, again, you've got to be a one 1,000,000% mark to tune into this show every single week, because they're not giving you anything new. Nothing.
Speaking of nothing new, we got Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark defeating Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae.
Bro, who
So I got to make things make sense in my mind, at least to try to make, logical something out of it. So I think that this segment is to promote the women's tag teams, because they'll probably do some type of multi-person match at WrestleMania for the titles. That's the only thing that I can think of. So you would have Indy and Candice, you would have Shayna and Zoe, you would have Piper and Chelsea, the Kabuki Warriors, who are the champions. What other? I mean, you had Liv and Raquel, but I guess you can throw them together again. And so what I think you should do is you should have those teams, and you should have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill team together and and win the titles. Just kind of plow through those teams and win the titles. I would be more interested in that. And then, of course, you can give Jade some time to develop her craft more, and then you can do a turn. You can have Jade turn on Bianca. There's your story toward the further down, because they're starting to get a lot of credibility. They're starting to become two monsters, and she wants to be, the one who gets the more shine. She's starting to see Bianca, starting to get the glitz with the show, what I mean? And so she starts to get jealous of Bianca's, shine, and that causes her to want to upstage her. I mean, there's your story right there. I mean, it starts with them winning the tag titles. You have Nia Jax, Drew McIntyre, custom ring pro. Man, he's prime, man. Drew is just prime. His promos and his nonchalant type of demeanor now with his promos and his one-liners are just they're just amazing to me, man. Drew was like rarefied air nowadays, and you can tell that he's just not feeling so uptight. Like he used to, doing the one-liners about CM Punk and things like that.
He's the only one on the show I like. I mean, I swear, bro, he's
Good
the only one on the show I like. But, bro, what about the R-Truth, DUI, and The Miz and the Regeneration X?
That bit was funny to me.
But that might be a thing, bro. They may do.
I think he's going to call it regeneration. Yeah, I think it's Regeneration X now. So, but. Yeah, the Seth Rollins, he gets interrupted by Seth Rollins. He gets upstaged again on a promo on an in-ring segment. Yeah. What is up with Drew McIntyre, out of anybody, one of the biggest people in the entire roster backstage, gets upstaged by Seth and then CM Punk and then Seth again? What is up with Drew McIntyre just kind of getting booked, at least, to tuck his tail, between his legs at the end of segments, man? That doesn't make sense.
Drew McIntyre, you mean?
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. But again, bro, there was a mic drop and it ended flat.
And then Drew was he's considering what Seth is saying as far as the reason why they should go to SmackDown and intrude in the Bloodline angle, and the Bloodline helped you win against Cody, and so I want to make sure it's just me and you. That's his angle. Yeah. Do you think that that's riveting enough to make it make sense, Vince?
Not at all, bro. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. Do you think Seth do you see a Seth turn, or do you think this is all for naught?
Bro, I don't know, because they're so, like, I swear to God, to them, like, the song is over. And are we gonna make him a heel? Bro, I just feel like that they're literally letting the tail wag the dog now. Yeah. So they're sitting there letting the audience tell them who's over and who's not.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So I can't, because to them that's the singing is overused to them.
Mm-hmm. So that makes Seth worth staying a babyface, because that is a good that looks good, as presentation wise to onlookers.
And it's great for house shows.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
great for house shows, bro.
Yeah. You have Nia Jax defeating Liv Morgan by disqualification because Becky Lynch comes out and attacks Nia. I told you, man. I said, I bet you before Becky Lynch goes against Rhea Ripley, she's going to get a match between Nia in between there and beat her. I knew this was going to happen, man. I knew it. As soon as she lost against Nia, I said she's going to be in the main event with Rhea, but between there, she's going to go against Nia Jax, and that's exactly what they're doing.
And so then Nia Jax has a loss against Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch,
within 2 weeks.
and then what?
Nothing.
She gonna beat up Liv Morgan again?
There you go. She's gonna be mad at her random Raw. And what was up with her? What was up with Nia Jax taking so much from Liv? Yeah. I mean, she's double her size, and she's taking all these bumps and stuff, and selling so much for
like
Liv Morgan.
In the old days, she would have never went off her feet.
Yeah,
and if she was gonna go off her feet, bro, she ain't going off her feet to Liv Morgan. Bro,
right.
Not to Liv Morgan, bro.
Right, man. Yeah, I mean, like that's a good point too. I mean, back in the day, man, it was the whole the monster heels kind of tiptoeing a little bit, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, and then he falls down, and the very fact of the monster heel fell down, that was the pop right there. Right. And now you're doing all types of bumps and kicks, and you're going down for kicks and code breakers and all that. And it's like, man, where have we gone from this story, man? What happened? Yeah. We get a backstage segment with Becky Lynch wanting Nia Jax, and now Adam Pierce makes it official for next week. Liv Morgan gets upset at Lynch. Do you think anything happens with Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch?
Well, Liv could screw her in the match against
Nia.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Where do you think that goes? If Liv screws Becky, but Becky's going against Rhea.
We got another match, bro. We got a match between Liv and Becky.
Oh, man.
We got another match, bro. Bro, the one thing I made a note of here too, bro, is, bro, I understand like this is an infomercial. I understand that. But, bro, there were so many recaps and WrestleMania like just so many, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're assuming that people don't watch it every week. So they're assuming that there's new eyes on the product, I suppose, which ratings does not show that. I guess it makes sense because every year, typically there is an uptick around this season going into WrestleMania. More casuals come in, especially since The Rock's involved now, which is one of the reasons why they usually tag in that legend, so the casuals can come in like they did with Austin and Goldberg and Brock. And so this year's The Rock. So there's going to be an uptick. There's usually like that WrestleMania. And so they're bringing people up to speed every single week with the assumption that these people usually don't watch every week. And so we'll bring them up to speed.
And that's fine. And I understand that, bro, but there's also overkill.
Sure. I mean, I guess their mentality is it's better to do too much than too little, when it comes to that, bringing people up to speed. Next, we have the backstage interview with Jey Uso. This was just the weirdest thing for me.
This was to set up the match for next week.
That's week.
All it was.
Another match for next week between Jey and Drew.
Yeah, that's what they said next week.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it was just, I mean, it was simply Jey cutting a promo saying that he's still going to keep going. And then Drew encouraging Jey. And then Jey all of a sudden just starts to punch him, and that leads to like a pull apart. And I'm like, huh? Like, so why does Drew even care anything about Jey? He's already beat him, so he's not upset about him anymore. And what is Jey proving here to do a pull apart with Drew? I didn't understand that.
It's just to book the house show for next week.
And so Drew, I imagine Drew goes over Jay since he's, the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it'll be less than a month before WrestleMania, or around a month at that time. You wouldn't have Jay beat Drew, would you?
How could you?
You would have Jimmy interfere again, right? Against and help Drew.
Yep.
And so, okay, so I guess what they'll do next week is you'll have Jay versus Drew. You'll have the bloodline interfere, and then you'll have Drew beat Jay, but then kind of in the back of his head, thinking in his head, like, well, maybe Seth is right that the bloodline is coming over here to interrupt, which is the reason why I should go to SmackDown and help be a part of this thing. So they'll try to tie that in.
But the announcers were selling the fact that Drew McIntyre will now take a win anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what they were selling.
Yeah, I definitely think. I definitely think they'll try to tie that in, but it still doesn't make any sense to me, man. Then your main event: Cody Rhodes defeating Grayson Waller, as if this was not going to happen. I mean, this was as telegraphed as possible, and you had at the very end Paul Heyman come out. So during the match, before the commercial, I know that you might not care about Cody versus Grayson Waller. Oh, but wait.
Yeah.
There's breaking news.
Exactly.
Where's your breaking news soundbite, man? Come on, give me some breaking news. There we go. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. We just got word that none other than Paul Heyman is in the backstage waiting for that moment to strike. There you go. Paul Heyman comes out and he does his typical heel shtick with San Josie, right? But the funny part about these fans is, oh, wait a minute, here's my part to say Paul Heyman when he says Paul Heyman. Like, we'll boo him before he says his deal. And then Paul Heyman. Like, it's just that is pro wrestling fans 101, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, what about now he's got a phone for Roman Reigns? And
yes, he has a separate phone for
Come on, bro. People want to talk about my booking. Like really, bro? So now he's got a phone with the Rock's logo and Roman Reigns, and oh, please, bro.
Man, I'm like, what the heck? Why don't you just bring back the old school Paul Heyman phones, man? Remember you used to have like the big Motorola's when he used to be in the Dangerous Alliance?
Yeah.
Might as well, man. Like if you're doing the call Roman Reigns, call the Rock, man, just bring back the old Motorola.
And what he's telling you too, bro, is not only is the show not important enough for them to show up at, the show is not important for them to watch.
Yes, yeah.
Because he said when he was on the phone, things did not go to way.
Yeah, exactly.
So it means they're not even interested in watching the show.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But I am, bro. Okay.
Yep. The logic ain't logicking, ladies and gentlemen. Rollin 999 super chat. If the fans turned on The Rock, who was the outer juggernaut of the Attitude Era? Do you think that today's fans would actually turn on the top juggernaut of the Attitude Era, Stone Cold Steve Austin? That's a good question. I think so. I think that if Stone Cold would have came in and would have inserted himself in the world title picture when the people's choice is Cody Rhodes, I think Austin would have got booed.
I'd agree with that, bro.
Yeah,
I would definitely agree with that.
Because again, don't you dare come in here and lower our voice. And anybody who comes in tries to lower the voice of the people's choice, no matter who it is, they will get booed, man. And that's how fans are. That's how pro wrestling fans are. They're misfits. They want to feel heard. If anybody comes in and tries to block that, they're going to speak louder with all their friends and all their alliance and all their members of the flock. So
absolutely. Yep.
All right. Let the listeners know where to find you, my man.
Yeah, guys, I'm still giving that free month. If you've never been a Patreon subscriber, go to patreon.com/Russo TWC. and you get a free week of Russo's brand, no obligation, no long-term, nothing. You literally get a free week of the brand so you could try it out. Go to patreon.com/Russo TWC.
Excellent. Follow him at the Vince Russo. Follow me at Chris Prolific. Of course, I got tomorrow. We have Unscripted with Bill Atta, and we got a special guest for you all. So be sure to do that. Of course, after that, I have Pancakes and Power Slams on my channel. When hey man, it's a big forum for the chat. We have the best chat other than SK Nation. SK Nation is amazing, but PNP, their chat, our chat on PNP, we're a big family. We have a good fun. We awesome. Respect, tons of respect to each other. Even when there's disagreements, we're just one big family. We don't troll or do anything like that. That's one thing I love about my show, Pancakes Power Slam. Our fans are not toxic. Like my fans on PNP, not toxic. It's never any type of craziness on the comments. You know, it's always respectful, even within the chat room. I just don't allow it. I don't allow disrespect, and I really appreciate that the PNP fans take that to heart, and they do that every single week. Very respectful chat. So nice. I love that. I love that. This guy right here is Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris. This is the Legion of Raw. Have a good night, buddy. Solo.